This week, I murdered a rock, injured a stone, hospitalized a brick. I'm so mean, I make medicine sick.
What's up, fight fans? This is Kurt DeVille with Counterpunch Boxing News, and I have some new news concerning Josh Taylor. Josh Taylor on Teofimo Lopez, he states he was never undisputed in the first place. Josh Taylor is not about to parrot what he feels in a false narrative. The undisputed 140-pound Scottish champion took exception to Teofimo Lopez's recent comment on social media that he will become undisputed again. Will become undisputed again being the operative word. Okay? Lopez became the top dog of the lightweight division upon defeating Vasyl Lomachenko October of 2020, earning the IBF, the WBO, and the WBA, and the WBC's franchise champion belt. Lomachenko had relinquished the WBC title proper in exchange for the franchise belt. Before the Lopez fight, the WBC title belongs to Devin Haney. For that reason, Taylor, 18-0 with 13 KOs, has long contended that the undisputed label was a complete misnomer. Okay? Even though Lopez has advertised himself as such up until last November, when he lost the belts to George Kambosos in an upset and the Hulu Theater at Madison Square Garden in New York City. Kambosos 20-0 now with 10 KOs, won a split decision. After the bout, the Las Vegas-based Lopez underwent a life-threatening health experience, of course. But Taylor's division, he stated at 140 that he's moving forward. He said again, becoming undisputed again, Taylor told IFL. He said, yeah, I've seen that. Well, the thing is, he was never undisputed in the first place, so he's going to have to try at some point. Taylor unified the 140-pound division last May with a unanimous decision over Jose Ramirez at the Virgin Hotels in Las Vegas. The Scotsman is scheduled to defend his belt up against Britt Jack Catterall, which is 26-0 and 13 KOs, at the SSE Hydro in Glasgow. Let me counterpunch. Josh Taylor should be saying this. You know why? Because it's vested interest. You can say that's none of his business, but of course it is his business. Why? Because he is one of the guys that Teofimo Lopez Jr. is claiming to be. Or was, because he doesn't have any of them now. And since, they don't need a rematch, Teofimo Lopez's next stop is 140. If I'm the 140-pound undisputed champion, I would be the first to tell Teofimo that you cannot be undisputed when you have another champion in your same weight class. Okay, that wants to fight you. There is no one else at 140 other than Josh Taylor, because he's beat them all. Okay, so he's put himself in a position to unify every last one of the belts. So Teo would have to come his way in order to become an undisputed champion, really this time, for the first honest time. Him saying that again, no, he can't. And here's the thing. Who says Josh Taylor has to give him anything? He's already said it before. I mean, what has he done at 140? He didn't beat his mandatory and then vacated those belts, and now he's at 140. Now he's demanding the fight with the champ, and that champ owns them all, which is Josh Taylor. He didn't do that. He lost. So at what point does he feel entitled to get an undisputed shot? Okay? Him thinking he's undisputed versus people that agree with him versus people that don't. It's going to stay contentious. But one thing that you cannot dispute, who is truly undisputed without any dispute about it, and his name is Josh Taylor. Okay? That's no different from Andy Ruiz losing and thinks, hey, yeah, you know what? I don't have to fight him again. I'm going to become an undisputed champion somewhere else or another way. Impossible. But you can already tell, due to the fact that Josh Taylor has already made few statements about Teofimo Lopez. He's a clown. He doesn't deserve it. He's not undisputed. He's not that guy. So this to me, it's build up. Okay, it's build up, it's trash talk. These seeds for this harvest has been planted. So we'll see what happens when they start to sprout, because eventually Teofimo Lopez is going to come out of his shell and start saying things to promote and to antagonize and to, purposely piss Josh Taylor off if he can. Okay, so we are looking at a rivalry. Okay, but it's also a reckoning, because Josh Taylor is there and he's there as a witness, and his proclamation is like, hey, I am the true undisputed king, champ at 140. Teofimo Lopez was not. Close, but no cigar. Now, does he have reason to say that? Of course he is, because he's the one that earned it, just like Teofimo Lopez did it almost in one night, but it didn't come in one night, okay, for Josh Taylor, because he wasn't finished. He still had to get the WBC. But anyway, you guys tell me what you think of Josh Taylor and saying and proclaiming that Teofimo Lopez was never undisputed. Of course, please subscribe, and you guys been Counterpunch. Peace.